What up, Bugles? I want to welcome you to this video and to our Comics Bugle channel, your go-to spot for everything omnibus and oversized. Today we are jumping headfirst into the biggest superhero movie coming this year, James Gunn's Superman, hitting theaters in July 2025. But here's the twist. This isn't just another Superman reboot. Gunn has already confirmed that the film is heavily inspired by three major comics, and today we are diving deep into all of them. Let's break down how each of these stories shape what we have seen in the trailers and what they tell us about the new Man of Steel. Let's start with a big one, and also my personal favorite Superman story of all times. All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley. Gunn himself said this comic is the biggest influence of the movie, not just in the story, but in tone, visuals, and emotion. Now, if you have read it, and if you haven't, go fix it right now, it's not your typical origin story or punch list. It is a love letter to the Silver Age, full of wild sci-fi ideas, Superman rescuing the sun, fighting solar-powered doppelgangers, and raising miniature sun in his fortress of solitude. What makes All-Star so special, and what Gunn seems to be channeling, is in its emotional depth. It's Superman knowing he's dying, and spending his last days doing everything good he possibly can. He's not just powerful, he's wise, humble, and deeply kind. And you can already feel that in the trailers. The bright color palette, those big emotional moments with Lois, Crypto being there, not just for comic relief, but to show Superman's humanity. The robotic guardians, kaiju monsters, and that sense of cosmic wonder? Yes, that's straight out of All-Star. And let's not forget Lex Luthor. In All-Star Superman, Lex is a mad genius philosopher, a sorcerer of science if you want. And that's exactly how Gunn described Nicholas Holt's version in interviews. So visually, thematically, emotionally, All-Star Superman is the soul of this movie. And as I already mentioned before, as someone who considered it my personal favorite Superman comic of all time, I couldn't be more excited. Alright, let's talk Superman Birthright by Mark Waid. If All-Star gave us heart and scale, Birthright gave us the modern identity. This is Clark Kent trying to find himself in a post 9/11 world, figuring out what it really means to be Superman today. In this version, Clark travels the world, works as a journalist in conflict zones, and questions his own purpose. He's not just saving people, he's trying to understand them. And this absolutely bleeds into the film. In the trailer, we see Clark being questioned about interfering in global politics. Lois brings up the Logan Act, which is a real law that prevents Americans from negotiating with foreign governments. That's straight from the Birthright playbook. Clark navigating real-world consequences, not just laser fights. You also see a softer, more unsure Superman. He's not all bravado. Like in Birthright, he's earnest, humble, maybe even awkward, but always sincere. And let's not forget the relationship between Clark and Lois. In Birthright, their bond is complicated, intelligent, and grounded. It's not just damsel in distress anymore. It's two reporters trying to understand each other in a world full of moral gray zones. The dynamic already feels present in the teaser. Finally, Birthright brings in the Smallville versus global citizen conflict. Clark still carries his Kansas values, but he's wrestling with them on a much larger stage. The theme is critical to what Gunn seems to be building. Now let's talk Geoff Johns and Gary Frank's Brainiac arc from Action Comics, one of the most visually cinematic Superman stories of the 2000s. In this arc, Brainiac shows up not as a robot, but as this cold, calculating alien who battles cities, including Kandor. He's terrifying, not just because he's powerful, but because he's efficient. This story is key for two reasons. First, it gives us epic sci-fi spectacle, battled cities, skull-shaped ships, and massive aliens invasions. Second, and more importantly, it gave us one of Superman's deepest emotional moments, the death of his adoptive father, Jonathan Kent, and both of those things seem to show up in Gunn's Superman. From the trailer, we see drone ships, alien tech, and possible battled environment. And a brief scene of Clyde holding someone in grief, that could be a major loss, possibly even by Kent. Like in Brainiac, this loss could be the emotional anchor that defines Superman's mission. It's not just about stopping villains, it's about protecting what matters most. And there's more. In John's arc, we also get Supergirl stepping up as an ally. That's important because Gunn's film features multiple heroes: Supergirl, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern. The idea of Superman working with others against a larger threat, that's a brainiac style ensemble. Now, what's really interesting is how these three comics combine into something more than the sum of their parts. All-Star Superman gave us the tone: hopeful, bright, emotional, cosmic. Birthright gave us the character: modern, unsure, journalistic, deeply human. Brainiac gave us the stakes: galactic danger, personal loss, and legacy. Together, they create a Superman who is powerful but compassionate, alien but human, a god but still your neighbor. That's the magic formula Gunn seems to be using, and honestly, it might be exactly what Superman needs right now. Because let's be real, after years of darker, brooding portrayals, and don't get me wrong, I love Snyder's Man of Steel, we need a Superman who inspires us again. And Superman who smiles, who cries, who loves his dog, and who saves the day with a heart as strong as his fists. So there you have it. All-Star, Birthright, and Brainiac are a holy trinity behind James Gunn's Superman. And if trailers are any indication, this movie is going to be something truly special. Meanwhile, you can find and order many Superman stories in our eShop, comicsbugle.com. Your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Accept the great catalog of collected, deluxe and absolute editions, epic collections and omnibuses. We guarantee you eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, an option to pre-order your comic book now and pay for it later. You can also split full price to 4 separate payments because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. You can find direct links below this video. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out any further videos. In our comment section, let us know what other books or topics would you like to see in our videos. And see ya, Bugles!